In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the item history control and how to use it to research things and to find, specifically what you're looking for. So we're looking at a part. We've basically come to parts and located an item and then clicked on item history. And in this particular dealership, we actually have more than one location. So there's two pieces to this control that you've got to keep clear. The first piece is up here at the top is our item history control. It's a summary control of what happened at this particular location. So it is a separate control from what you're looking at down here at the bottom. The bottom control is actually controlled by this set of boxes here. So the complaint at this particular point was that these didn't match. And so the first thing that you have to do is you have to make sure you're looking at the specific location you want to be looking at, and that this top control is set to the same location that you're looking at down here in the bottom. Now, the second piece of using this control is that these things here in the middle are actually looking at the thing you want to be looking at. So as an example, if I'm looking at this location, I want to make sure that I'm looking at the same location down here, or if I'm looking at this one, I want to make sure that I'm looking at it here. That makes it simple, and I'm drilling in on what I want to look at. The other thing is the item history control shows you all your manual adjustments. It shows you all your purchase order purchases. Well, if I'm looking at sales history, I really don't want to see all of that because it kind of confuses the issue. So I'm going to come in here and tell this to only show me the sales adjustment. So you can see that you can tell it the type of adjustment that we want to look at. So we're going to tell it sales adjustments. Now, the last thing that you need to pay attention to is that this bottom control by default is only showing you the last 12 months worth of sales history, which means if you look over here at the top, it is set for today. It is set to go back to January the 15th of 15, which means that if I'm looking for sales history for the entire month of January at this point, I'm not actually seeing it. So I need to go in here and select the first and then hit locate, and you'll notice that at this point with Middleton selected, Middleton here, and then down here we've got Middleton and sales adjustments. There was one sale made in January of 2015, actually on the 13th, and you'll see at the top it actually shows those numbers. By comparison, if we changed it over to the other location and we run it again, we can see the sales history for that location, and again, each of those months, if you were to add them up, are reflected in this top control. But it is critical that you understand that these two controls are not tied to each other, because this top control actually shows up all over the place inside Lizzy, and so it has to have its own functionality, and this location deals with it, and then the location down here along with these other fields allows you to drill in on the specific data that you want to see in the history at the bottom.